Hello everyone, my name is Michael, and in this video, I want to talk about saving money. I don't know about you, but I like saving money. I like saving money for a few reasons. The first reason is that I don't like the idea of overpaying for something that I can get away paying for less with. If I do overpay for something, and this could be many different things, it could be groceries, consumer electronics, whatever the product is. If I found out that I could have paid less for something and received a nearly identical experience of that product, then that just ruins my day a little bit. This is more of an emotional reason, and it's mainly the principle of it that gets me. But another reason is that I like to use the money that I save for investing. When you reduce your spending, you end up with more capital to invest in. With more capital, your gains can be maximized. You can also direct that capital to cover for all of your expenses in an emergency fund for 3 to 6 months. The idea is that you are reducing your spending. In this video, I want to talk about 3 different ways that you can use to save money. These are practical methods involving expenses that you are most likely to come across in your everyday life. I have used these methods myself, and I can guarantee that if you use just one of them, you will save money, you will reduce your spending, and you will be in a better position for investing. So without further ado, let's get into these 3 methods. The first method I want to discuss is receiving cash back on everyday items that you purchase from the grocery store. Depending on how you go about this can be something you do with almost little to no extra effort on your part. But if you want to maximize the cash back you receive, you do have to put in some more effort. The first part of receiving cash back comes from using credit cards that give you cash back from grocery stores. If you know exactly what you're doing with this can be an entirely hands-off process where you are paying for items as normal, and when you pay for items, you use your credit card to pay for them. In order to do this, you have to use a credit card that gives you cash back at whatever grocery store you shop from. If you shop at Walmart or Target for groceries, it's common practice that credit cards that advertise themselves as receiving cash back from grocery stores don't actually receive cash back from stores like Walmart or Target. So if you are not sure, do your research and maybe do a small trial where you purchase a small item with that credit card and see if you get cash back for it. Some examples of credit cards that give you cash back at grocery stores are the American Express Blue Cash Preferred and Blue Cash Everyday, which feature grocery store as one of their permanent categories. But there are also cards out there which feature grocery stores as a quarterly rotating category. So these would be cards like the Chase Freedom Flex and the Discover It. You can also get cash back from other cards like the Citi Custom Cash, which gives you cash back on your top spending category, which could be grocery stores. It may not seem like much cash back at first, but it does add up over time, especially if you're getting a high cash back percentage. If you are going to do this, you should at least be aiming for 3% cash back with groceries. 3% is the rate with the American Express Blue Cash Everyday, but you can also get higher rates than that as well. While doing it like this will give you a flat percentage back, something you can do on top of using credit cards are to use cashback portals, which give you a certain amount of cash back on specific items. So for this, I use Ibotta, and they have different cashback offers for different items. An example would be like receiving $2 back on a specific product, but this does mean you have to put a bit more effort into it because you are not receiving a flat amount back every time. These are offers for specific items that you have to opt into, and this is going to be different for each retailer. And after you purchase the item, you have to take a picture of the receipt and submit it. So you first have to look for if any offers are available for items that you would normally purchase, but if there are, this can be a great way to maximize the cash back you receive from grocery stores, which does add up, like I said earlier. The next method I have for saving money is about coffee. I like coffee, but if you're not careful, you can end up wasting a lot of money on unnecessary coffee beverages. And the truth is that if you can just put in a small amount of effort into making your own coffee at home, you will end up saving a lot in the long run. My setup for making coffee involves just 2 parts. a coffee maker, and a coffee source. Your coffee source can be grounds, beans, whatever you like, and your coffee maker can use a pour over mechanism, French press, drip, whatever you like. I use coffee grounds with a Keurig, and at this point you might be thinking, how can you use coffee grounds with a Keurig? You can only use K-cups with those or pods. And yes, that's right. I do use a pod-like design for my coffee, but unlike a single serving cup, I use a reusable pod, where instead of throwing it away after the coffee is made, you clean out the pod and use it with new coffee grounds. The cleanup isn't going to be as quick as if you were using single serving cups, but the extra work involved is really not that much, and the money that I save making coffee like this is insane. By making coffee yourself, you can set yourself up for making coffee that tends to be less than 30 cents a cup. It depends on what coffee you buy and how much you consume. But with my use case, I average around 10 to 25 cents a cup, and you shouldn't expect anything less from the savings. If you don't have a coffee maker already, then you would have to buy one, but it will be something that saves you money in the long run. The last method I have for saving money is about for when you are planning on purchasing consumer electronics. So, like a new phone, maybe even appliances as well. This method isn't just for consumer electronics, but in my experience, I've found that it's worked the most effectively for those kinds of products. Whenever I am planning to make a purchase for something like that, I always purchase it pre-owned. Are you planning on making a big purchase on something? If you are, have you thought about buying it pre-owned? When you buy something like a phone pre-owned, you are getting a discount off the retail price of the product, obviously. But when you do this, you have to be a bit careful and really look over what you are buying. But putting in that effort is worth it from my experience. And it's also my opinion that whatever the product is, that could most likely be consumer electronics, but if it's not, always make an effort to buy something used that's also as good quality as if you were buying it new. If you're planning to buy an iPhone, for example, instead of buying a new one, you can look at the Apple Certified Refurbished page for iPhones, which are basically just like getting a new iPhone. So just because you're not buying it new, it doesn't mean that you have to skimp on the quality of the product, but you might have to put in a bit more extra effort in making sure you are getting a good deal, because if you are not careful, you might be purchasing something like an iPhone or maybe even something like a refrigerator for a really low price. But there might be serious problems with those products that you didn't find out until later. Putting in that extra effort to ensure you're receiving a quality product is worth it, not just in terms of saving money, but also in preserving the reliability of it. And that will also save you money in the long run. You can look on eBay, Craigslist, online marketplaces. You might even have luck at a thrift store as well. It just depends. But if you are planning to make a big purchase on something, always try to see if you can get a good deal buying it pre-owned first before you go out and buy something new. These are 3 methods for saving money that I have used in my life. They have all helped me reduce my spending, and they might do the same for you as well. That is it for this video, everyone. Let me know down below if you would use any of these methods to help save you money. Thank you so much for watching.